Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, this is Orly Benny Davis and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Today is May 6, 2020 and we want to recognize Mexico for their Cinco de Mayo celebration yesterday. Happy birthday, Mexico. And now that we are here in the Holy Land, praying for each and every one of you around the globe and holding our prayer for our friends all over, especially in the USA, where we have a lot of family and this incredible challenge that the coronavirus is facing. Everybody. Since America is, having a flu sometimes, the world can have pneumonia. So we have to watch for her and pray for her. And I bless her with all my heart. And we have so many friends today, and I'm so honored and I'm so excited to know that we have friends from United States, from Israel, from Canada, from United Kingdom, from Germany, Australia, Switzerland, Belgium, Russia Federation, and Hong Kong. Guys, we have so much to talk about it now that you're here, because we are in conjunction with everything that can go right or wrong, and it's all up to us. Just imagine what we can face. We can have, we have a standoff, of course, between China and America at this point of time because of the coronavirus and what the repercussion and what, the suspicion. And, the suspicion are everywhere. People don't like when to have a virus all of a sudden. So we need to come to talk about it, and we'll talk about it. Then, we have a standoff in Syria, where the Iranians are pushing and Israel are not happy. So the Russians are playing it right. Very cool, Russia. So we're going to talk about it later, but next segment, I hope we have some friends over, okay? So stay put. It's going to be incredible, okay? Be back after this.
Israel is located in one of the most volatile areas in the world. Israel is an island of stability in a sea of war and unrest. In the midst of this turmoil, Israel stands out as a beacon of order and human progress. Each week we update you on what's happening in this, the Jewish state, a true light unto the nations. This is Jay Shapiro. Join me every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
Biblical.
Be beautiful.
Wear your crown.
Wrapping is my crown.
Do what married Jewish women have been doing for thousands of years. Celebrate the art of head wrapping. I'm Andrea Grinberg from Rapunzel.com. We have beautiful scarves, stunning accessories, scarves for faith, scarves for healing, and scarves for fun. Rapunzel.com. That's Rapunzel with a W. Or click on our banner on the Israel News Talk Radio homepage.
Rapunzel.com. Beautiful scarves, stunning accessories paired with tutorials, support, and a vibrant community to give you everything you need to start and perfect your head covering journey.
Don't forget, join the Rapunzel community group on Facebook to see, learn, and share your beautiful wraps. That's Rapunzel with a W on Facebook.
I love Rapunzel.
I love Rapunzel.
I love Rapunzel.
Get 10% off your purchase with promo code RADIO. Go now to Rapunzel.com.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. You know, guys, in time of crisis, we always call on our wise men. And one of the wisest couple that I know, you know, the power play in the Israeli arena and in the world politics is Raanan and Anat Gissin. Dr. Raanan was the advisor to Prime Minister Sharon. He took us through the Intifada. He took us through the hardest time. And I'm so honored to have them both today on the show. So let's keep on going. The Knesset today is right now in session talking about the resolution that are trying to change in order to have the coalition going. They have the clock is ticking until 12 o'clock tomorrow night. They must have this coalition agreement signed and delivered with the change in the constitutional law that we don't have a constitution, but in basic law and regulation. And the wild card is amazing, but it's the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court, for the first time in our lifetime, made the most important thing. It gave us a live show to their hearing on the ruling for Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu and the coalition agreement. So we had 2 days session, and they were amazing because we could witness the Supreme Court, the president of the Supreme Court, Chayuta, which was amazing lady who spoke very clearly about the challenges and how the law does authorize Benjamin Netanyahu to conduct himself and be elected or be assigned to be the prime minister, because if the law doesn't prohibit, doesn't mean that he's indicted and he needs to be ousted. So we're still waiting for the ruling of the Supreme Court that will happen only after they pass the law today. You see, because there are two segments of that ruling, and the first one for them is to decide if he's going to be assigned the prime minister job to make a coalition, and the second ruling will be the fact that they need to have amazing coalition agreement. Now, whoever read it, and in its Hebrew, and it's a very complicated piece and paper, and that paper is really amazing because it's not that it's complicated language or complicated for you to understand. It's complicated because it's try to be sneaky and try to cover all base, and also manipulate the power that they're going to have in Knesset. And on top of this, they doubled the ministry job. We have a ruling in the book that say you can only have 19 posts for a minister job, and they decided they're going to have like 36 or something. And then they have a vice minister, which will conclude with 52 high positions, which is bogus because we have only 120 people in the whole Knesset. So if you take 52 of them in the government, think about what will be with the rest. But they even wanted to be sneakier. They wanted to induce a law that will allow them to, and we spoke about it the last time, they allow it to move those ministers from the post in the Knesset and then insert their party post, but they decided that they're not going to choose from the list that were elected, only from the one that joined the coalition, which is amazing because you need to be with complicated mind to understand this complicated matter, because I'm serious. We need to have a say. Listen, are we connected with Raanan?
Yes, we are.
Raanan, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for holding on for this. Now, what do you think about this political situation that we have here now?
What?
What do you think about the political, incredible situation we have? You think that Bibi Netanyahu will make a coalition?
Hopefully, there'll be a government. headed
All
by
right.
Netanyahu at the beginning, and continuing with Gantz.
Yeah, it will be as dual partnership. They're gonna join venture in this one. But today, now they are voting. Do you think the Supreme Court will be influencing the decision making? Do you think they're gonna stop it from happening?
What?
The Supreme Court, are they gonna be involved in this? We have a hard time. Listen, is Anat there nearby? Can I speak to Anat?
Anat is here, Orly.
Okay, hi, sweetheart. Oh, maybe because you doubled the telephone so he couldn't hear it or not. Listen, Anat, you are one of the major player in Israeli society. People don't know you because you are the wife of Raanan Gissin, that was the advisor of Prime Minister Sharon. But you are instrumental. And the beauty of this, you have a TV show, a new TV show on Channel 24 every morning at 10 to 7 a.m. That will be like a house fitness, home fitness, right?
Yes, it's a television of home fitness. You can do fitness at home. You don't need any excuses. You don't need to go to the fitness room. You don't have to go out. You just can use all the equipment of home, like towel, like a chair, like a carpet, and do the exercise with the equipment of the home. What you need is just towel, chair, and carpet, and you can do the exercise with
yes,
the other
family. And you are great in this. You are part of Wingate, one of the major institutions of sport in Israel. And you've been teaching sport for so many years. You're in great shape. And what are you doing? You're doing us all a favor because we are couch potatoes. So you're taking us out of the couch and to the carpet and we can exercise, right?
Yes, just you can open the television and you can see and watch. And it's very simple exercises. You know that everyone can do it. It's very friendly. It's not something complicated that you need a trainer with you. You can do it by yourself. It's not danger. It's very friendly, and everyone can take part and can do the exercise. It's good for everyone. It's good for all the family, and all the family can do the gymnastics together. And
I know it's amazing because I know you're in great shape and bless your heart, and it's on TV channel 24 every day, every morning. So we are gonna watch you and cheer with you. And you have a special way of speaking that I love in Hebrew, and I recommend you guys watch for it. Now, one thing on politics. Come on, Anat. What do you think? They're gonna make a government?
Like you hear from Raanan. Bibi.
Yes.
Bibi
Tell
will
me.
succeed, and it will be, and there will be a government, and Gantz will be after him. That's it. Like Raanan said, I support him. Everything that he said, is right, and that's what we think will be. Bibi succeed, and we hope will be a government, and in the end it will be okay. And after this, Gantz will continue, and that's it. That's what we hope. And what Raanan said, besides, that he is the best because all the other is less.
That's true. I know that you guys believe in Benjamin Netanyahu for many years, but you know him personally. Is a good contact of yours, and Raanan, when served Ariel Sharon, this is all a small group of friends, and they all connected. So it's the Likud party, and whoever was there is a part of your game. Now, tell me, how excited are you about this new time? Because I know that tomorrow the Supreme Court the Supreme Court is going to say something. Do you think they say something to stop it from happening?
About what?
The court, Bet HaMishpat HaElyon.
That's what they said before. I think the court will be what I think. They let Bibi in the end. They let Bibi.
All right, Anat, we ran out of time. We wasted so much time. Let's go to a break, and we'll be back after this.
Our Yona Show.
Tamar, she's sassy.
She's smart.
She's funny.
But she's also a real Jewish mother.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tamar Yona. And yes, I can be all of those things. But at Israel News Talk Radio, I'm here to bring you the news stories and guests that you may not hear anywhere else. Join me live on air Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays for the most unique and bold talk radio in Israel.
The Tamar Yona Show.
And we are back. This is Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. So we started a little, because they have a hard time talking to me, and I know that we have an incredible season of decision making, especially with the coronavirus. The coronavirus right now, we are in Israel, we leveled the graph, and with a lot of prayer. Let me remind you guys, you have to remind everybody, this is a call from God, something that comes from no place and you never intentionally did it, or you didn't, and it's not bioterrorism, because people that try to, say that this is a bioterrorism. I spoke to my very intellectual know-how, and they say, listen, we don't know so much about viruses that the intricacy of even manipulating a virus is so hard. And even now that they say that they found something to antidote it, and, the new invention just came out from Israel, and they have one in New York and one in London. All good things come together. Remember, it's a always amazing situation. They say that innovation, sometimes people invent something on the other side of the moon, they invent the same thing. It's history. I guess that's God play. But in this time, when we have a challenge like this, come back to God. The first thing that Israeli did, they gave up immediately everything, and they knew to start to pray. Why? Because they know the power of God Almighty. We are a miracle state. We are here, the Holy Land. We know the power of prayer. We know that God is watching, and sometimes we don't like to observe and practice and do all the right thing at the right time. But when the bell is calling, you must come to play. And God Almighty doesn't even take his time to make you think. It's 1, 2, 3. So immediately, once it started in China, we all started to pray, and we started and kept on praying. We had a prayer group all over the net. We had a live transmission from the Western Wall. We pray together. We say a psalm every morning. They sending us and they connected us. We were together in our heart, and we asked God for help. Now, we don't say that it went all away, but because we have still about 9,000 sick people, and we hope that they'll get well soon. And I know that the students from outside the state came today through Jordan, and I hope that they'll be well, quarantined and everything. But we hope that you guys take the note, because when God is speaking to you, or you decide to ignore, and it's the repercussion of that, or you play it together, not play, make it right, and see, it changed all of us. It changed all of us so well, because we become family people, parenting better, caring for elderly, caring for the poor. It was like a collaboration of society. It was unity of people. Now, I understand that people we have David in the chat room that's saying that they want to keep you in lockdown and you want to go out and open the businesses, etc. The idea of opening it, if you keep your mask on, you keep your distance, you keep your hygiene, you make sure that there is no contagious and no contact. If you keep it safe. If it's really hot, in this contagious place, please don't do that. Because what's the point? But if it's a free zone, like there is no many hill people and the elderly stay at home and the youngster can keep the rule of thumb of distance, disinfection and mask and keeping, not touching whatever. You might have a reason with the government, but you need to talk, please don't break the rules and please don't fight, there is no time to fight now because right now there is a standoff that China and America is having a problem with because yes, the Health World Organization did a very poor job with informing us all. And I know that because I was watching the Chinese news and I get video before time. And I knew that there was something going on. And sure enough, on January 27, I already warned the Minister of Interior. But the idea of, blaming them for the World Organization to keep China in put. It's not the work of China. And now China can get offended, and we understand that. But, getting people sick are really upset. So please don't take it as, let's go to war now. Yeah, what's the point? Okay. After the war, what will happen? More dead. So we're trying to fight something. God already made the card. The wild card is on the table. What do you want? Outplay God? Good luck, because you cannot do that. But more of this. We have the Iranian forces that saying that they are pulling out of Syria. Iran was in Syria way too long. She wasn't invited officially, or even if she was invited officially, she's not a power that can say, okay, well, let's move my country power to the region. Nobody's going to let you. So if you're pulling back, it's good. And Russia is very, very cautious and very cool about it because she knows who she's dealing with. And the Iranians are courageous, but sometimes their leadership are, a little stubborn. And the fact that they have all their, all surrounded people that can do something. And today we heard that in the Netherlands, they were, having a hard time for Hezbollah being called a terrorist organization. I don't know how you call it if, they got rid of so many people and, their method of doing is not of a peace-loving, caring party. So maybe they'll change after Soleimani is out of the game. Maybe, you know what? Let's assume Soleimani was the bad guy. Okay, you got knocked down. And hi, Jerry, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jerry. It's very kind of you. We have David also in the chat room. He's a very, very good friend of the show. We have people from all over, which is amazing because I can talk to the Russian and to Hong Kong. We have Hong Kong online. Guys, you are incredible. And think about it. If you have Russia, China, America, and Israel together on the same game, we can play. We can play the rule of politics in a nice way. And how you play the rule of politics. Whoever knows me, I've been a player in the backstage for a long time, and Russia can testify to this. America, of course, you can do that, and Israeli. They like to ignore it, but this is the game. And I like to tell them that it's time to change the game. And what's the change of the game is the perspective, economical perspective. How we do that? Economic perspective is the deal where we're changing the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb of conducting and creating a businesses that everybody can come on and play and level the play field. Think about what's happening now. All the malls been closed. The small guys actually can take advantage of this, and the small businesses that were killed for tens of years by the big mass of this Walmarts, the Sears, and all etc. They have the capacity to pull back their customers from for more attention caring service. We're not anymore robots, like put the stuff in the show and we're gonna just be the sucker who buy whatever price tag you put on. No. Because of the economical situation, the small guys can play the game of negotiation with the price. Remember, you know what you do well with your kids? You negotiate. You negotiate with them every time. When they ask for money, they said, this is not enough. You negotiate constantly, right? Now, the same thing is when the market share is bad. You must negotiate it. When you buy supply, especially from the government point of view, guys, stop paying the full amount of prices. You can reduce, I bet you, anybody all over the world. If you want to sell, you reduce the price. And if you try to cartel it, break it. Break the cartel. We have, in Israel, there is a cartel of like 10 companies 10 families that take over. And there is one for foundation, that when you buy foundation material, there is only one supplier. Ain't that sweet? For all the construction in Israel, you have one supplier, and Israel was contemplating maybe to open, and I love they call it democracy, free enterprise. What a bunch of, selling you silly stuff. All right. We'll talk about it in the next segment because the prediction of Anat, Gissin, and Raanan are not really fitting with my prediction, but we'll talk about it. Okay. Let's go to a break and we'll be back after this.
In a time where feelings have become fact, where rational thought and common sense has disappeared, one man stands above it all.
I'm Howie Sobiker, your political hitman.
Political Hitman airs every Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. North American time, 7 a.m. Israeli time, only on Israel News Talk Radio.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
and me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. So my prediction is like this. Benjamin Netanyahu wants a new election because Paul's saying that he's going to have 40 mandate. You know what happened with people that are greedy? Very greedy. They want more. And this, campaign and the coalition routine is just, paying everybody to have a chair and bribing them and paying them extra, buying a new house for the new prime minister that will be real, in post in a year and a half. It's all a conclusion of BS. Okay, because he's not going to share power with nobody. It's not his typical being. And I told you that book of a dirty book of Benjamin Netanyahu, you need to write that book. And if not, we write it, because it's history will write it, because he could not get away with that. But so if the Supreme Court will not have the guts to oust him tomorrow, it will be in, forever in history book as one that facilitate a fourth election, because if they have a routine that they can oust him, they might elect somebody else and make a government, or they'll have a fourth election. Now, if by all miracle they manage to pass the law today, they're gonna get the 61 for tomorrow for Bibi Netanyahu. He's gonna have 14 days to shuffle the cards and see who is going to be in his own government, which makes you understand that he could pulls back from all coalition agreement, even he signed and sealed delivered. That's the way the man plays. I don't know how international politics you had with him, but I remember very clearly that we work so hard with the international organization to make sure that whatever we say is gold. Whatever we tell you is right on the money. We never, ever tell you stories just to outplay somebody or move somebody. It's not my way of being. And being a lobbyist for so long with AIPAC, I can tell you that I went and studied, and I deliver only the truth with a history paper, gave it to the congressman of South Carolina to see, to verify, and to judge for himself. Because if you want a long relationship, you must have a clear-cut, honest to God. And I love God, so I must be honest to him. But the fact of the matter is, I don't believe in him. I think that he's trying to control the Supreme Court, and the balance of power is being shifting if this is going to go. So I know that it's hard for you to believe because it's so hard. He's such a charming. No, he's not charming. You see, the gaffe that he made with Japan, the Ukraine situation, how many times we were like, oh my God, what they're doing. But we couldn't say a word. That's the way it goes. But in this segment, I want to remind you guys all, there are many people sick around the world, and many people are scared. And one thing I'm asking from the music industry, if you hear me, I want you guys to write song, Get Well Soon. Because I was looking for, to send some song today, but it wasn't, there is one of I don't know, some of you, I'm not going to mention them, but it's not to the point of get well, I love you, I need you to be safe, I want you to pray, I want you to be in the spirit, I want you to get yourself together and get over this incredible challenge. Get some songs, some lyrics. Guys, people in Hollywood, they gave us a lot of bad shows, bad music. Oh, well, the music is always good, okay? Let's forget that. I never touched the music. But the incredible stories that they tell. And there is a new Netflix, Hollywood, that shows every actor is a prostitute. It's amazing. Why they do that? Why you want to see Hollywood in her glamour. You want to see how it's hard to work, how they dance like crazy, how they practice day and night, how they try so much to be beautiful for you guys. And what do you say? Oh, you sell it. You must do something to get something. It's so ugly that I had to turn it off. And missing, Southern California, I miss them so much. I've been in Los Angeles for 9 years almost, And I ran into so many stars, from everyone, from Warren Beatty to Demi Moore to Bruce Willis to Bruce Springsteen to oh my God, there were so many. I ran to Sylvester Stallone in a hamburger house, and they're all nice and kind, and they deserve good movies. And the movies that's supposed to be reality, copy the arts or follow the arts or imitate arts that you have. Yes, we had the reality that you predicted. All were no sweethearts. And now we want a different reality. And why they say reality follow the arts? It's because we learn from prototype. Why we watch a game? Why we watch a movie, why we see a play, because we like to see how it ends. If you take a relationship and you see a copy of, parents who fight all the time, you'll take it to the next segment. That's your copycat. If we see a movie of love affair, when they go and they hug and they respect the woman, they open the door in the old age, that was the routine, and that was it. But if not, you see this incredible, cheap stuff of women naked, dancing like you can get girls. What the fun of dismoding your sister or your mother or your aunt or anything? What's the fun of dismoding the very basic of the humanity of the woman that clean and care and breastfeed and make babies and take care and iron your shirts and work so hard to make you happy and cook for you? Why you have to pay so much money to show that today you can find a lot of girls out there? Women don't do that. We don't do that because it's not in our DNA, only probably to take vengeance or to get upset or to make the other guy jealous. But usually we like just to be, like doves. We want the reality of a couplehood, and they need to bring us back. This Hollywood getting out of hand, and the Oscar was a performance that was so poor that delivered what they deserve, a very poor performance for the arts in Hollywood. But in Sanremo, the music industry was a great, in Italy was a great performance. They care, they still love, even though they have the hardest time in the world because they are close up. Now in America, if they want to create an anarchy because they want to oust President Trump, I remind you all that the only one who can pick you up and bring you to the next level from a very, very challenging time is Donald Trump. Nobody else, economically, okay, speaking. Economics is the game for the future for everybody always. And why that he's the real man for the real time and he's God sent for as far as I'm concerned. For me, he's Elijah. He's a prophet. I think he's the best guy because we saw him going down and up and down and up, and he knows the rules. You play tight and you play rough and you play nice and you make it happen. Whatever it takes, you play. And that's why America and the world needs him as the world leader, not just him. And if he decided to take this coronavirus task force forever, he's doing it because he's going to go global, because he's a responsible man and he cares about the world. So mark my word, Donald Trump needs to be the next president of the USA, not because I love him so much and I love his beautiful wife. My goodness gracious, what a lady. It's because he is the one that can take us through this stranded time. And if Israel is going to have a change of leadership, God willing, we might have some grace and in the Holy Land. And we need to build the Holy Temple. You all remember, you denied us from the Holy Temple. You all in the world, remember, we need in the Holy Land a temple for everybody to come to pray. Now you don't have one, because we never had the chance to build one. And all those secular that come against God, I wish they stop for a minute and think, don't go to think, they don't have to come. We can do it without them. But just let us be, okay? This denial, this, burning of the Bible, or burning of the plums on national TV. What's wrong with these people? So let's pray for God together. And China, Russia, America, we're not playing this game of war anymore. It's over. Let's play the war of love and care, okay? And we'll get through it together. Just be patient. We can make it happen, okay? And bless you. And for next week, we have Lag BaOmer. Happy Lag BaOmer, everybody. And we are done. All the best. God bless you. Ciao, ciao.
Where can you get the inside news on Israel? At Israel News Talk Radio, we're dedicated to sharing Israel's inside story with the world by providing our listeners with news on Israeli politics, current affairs, and Israeli Jewish culture. The Israel News Talk Radio homepage also provides you, the listener, with useful information at your fingertips, with scrolling news headlines, weather, currency exchange, Shabbat candlelighting times, and so much more. Our radio programming is always accessible and on demand. We operate absolutely free of charge for everyone, everywhere. If you love what we do, partner with us now by becoming an Israel News Talk Radio supporter. With your support, you'll be inscribed on our Israel News Talk Radio Wall of Fame. There's nothing like us in the world. Be part of something great. Israel News Talk Radio. Straight talk from Israel.
Howdy, this is Rita from League City, Texas, now living in Israel. And though my heart may have belonged to Texas, it now belongs to Israel and all the fantastic show hosts at Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Michael Solomon from Kiryat Arba, Israel. And why do I love listening to Israel News Talk Radio? Because I love listening to the interesting interviews they do and their news reporting that most other media sources don't cover.
Hey, this is Nicoleko from Malmö, Sweden. It gets pretty cold here in Sweden, so I love cuddling up with a warm cup of tea while I listen to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Frank Morris from Tennessee. Me and my dog Buster really love listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.